Check 1 2, check 1 2. Can you guys hear me? I hope so. Yeah. Let me do two things first. People always like to text me before I go live. Don't know why, but welcome everybody. All right, Mr. Sean here from YATJA. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and please share it with students that you know are going to do the CXC exam. All right. Now today's scope. Welcome, Michelle. Welcome. All right. Today's scope is going to be on not linear lines. As I said, we're in the foundations, right? So we have to stay in the foundations. We want to apply certain things when it comes on to. Let me kind of see if I can pull up a nice baseline here. All right. Now, when it comes onto the realm of fractions and when it comes onto the realm of percentages, yeah. Now, I don't know why. Maybe it's just the way how it is, presented. But these guys are, I hope you guys realize, are the same thing, right? So if I have a certain amount of as a fraction, right? Say for example, or let me go percentage-wise. We're going to work on percentage. So percentage, first of all, visually, how does it look? There's a number and then the percentage sign. Yeah. Now, first thing to realize is when I do a percentage, throw the number over 100. That's what it means. Okay. So then I made it from a percentage format into a fractional format. Yeah. So it's kind of make sure we understand that and can appreciate that. Yeah. So percentage, throw it over 100. Sounds good? Yeah. Now, of course, every fraction can be reduced, right? Just divide the top by a particular number and divide the bottom by a particular number. Okay? For balance the simplification here, So if I divide the top by 10 and divide the bottom by 10, I'm going to get 2 over 10. Yeah? Divide the top by 2, divide the bottom by 2, then I'm going to get 1 over 5. This is the reduced version of this fraction here. Yeah? So I hope that makes a lot of sense. Okay? Now, once that is out of the way now, and everybody feeling good about percentages, let's do a handful of those, right? So if I gave you a percentage, and I said to you, hey, well, I have 25%. What would be that fraction? Yeah, what would be that fraction? Somebody tell me that quick. Yeah, keep on going. Create the fraction, simplify it, and then tell me what you get. All right, ready, set, go. 30%. Yeah, same thing again now. Yeah, we have that percentage. So then we're going to throw them over 100 and then do the thing. Yeah, we have 40%. Okay, what's next there? Same thing again. What would be the fraction version of this? I'm going to give you the throw him over 100 format. Yeah, but I also would love to get the simplified format. What would be the simplified format there? How would this fraction get simplified? Simplified. There we go. You can spell. All right. What would that give me here? Right. Okay. You can divide the top by 25. Divide the bottom by 25. That gives me 1 over 4. Okay. You can divide the top by 10. Divide the bottom by 10. When you simplify in fractions, what you do to the top, you have to do to the bottom. It's called balancing your equation. Yeah, I can divide the top by 10, the bottom by 10. I get 4 over 10. But I know that these two numbers are even numbers. So then that automatically means that 2 can go into them without leaving a remainder. So that's going to give me 2 over 5. All right. Now, some things that you're supposed to learn, and this is for paper 1 and for paper 2, right? We're going to kind of discuss them right now. Some things you're supposed to quickly get. So if I tell you 25%, you're supposed to quickly know it is a quarter. Yeah? Then if I double 25%, I have 50%. So that means I have 2 quarters. If I triple 25%, then I have 75%. That's going to be 3 quarters. You're supposed to kind of quickly zoom into those things. Yeah? All right? So I hope that's making a lot of sense. Certain little things here, we're going to make sure we'll start to have triggers on. All right? Let's go again. Ready, set, go. If I'm going to make 20% a fraction, that's a percentage form. Yeah? Welcome everybody. How do I make a percentage into a fraction? Throw him over 100. That's what the percentage sign means. Throw him over 100. Then we're going to divide the top by 20. Divide the bottom by 20. We get 1 over 5. You're supposed to know how to do this quickly. Yeah? Now, if I double 20, I get what? 40. So if I double this, I double this, I times it by 2 because I went from 20 to 40. So you expect the fraction to get times by 2? So then that's what's giving me the 2 over 5. So 40% is the same thing as 2 over 5. Yeah? Let's go again. Ready, set, go. If I triple him, so I times him by 3, so that's 60% now. You expect the fraction to get times by 3 too? Yeah? So then that's going to give me 3 over 5. These are supposed to become quite automatic for all the students going to be doing the exam. If I quadruple him, quadruple means 4, everybody. Yeah? So I times him by 4. That's going to be 80% now. So you expect the fraction to get times by 4 too? So that's going to be 4 over 5. These are what I like to call, these pop up a lot, and you want to make sure you kind of know them quickly. Yeah? So let me know if you have any questions. Put it in the comment section for me, please. Let me know if anything not clear. All right? But this is going to save you some time if you quickly know 20% is 1 over 5. 40% is 2 over 5. Etc., 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 etc. Yeah? Now, let's go into, so once we feel good about percentages, let's go apply it now. Because this math is all about application. If I have $10, yeah, I'm going to tell you, say, all right, I'm going to give a portion to somebody. I'm going to give a portion to the live stream. So I'm going to give some money to everybody. Well, one amount to the live stream, right? Now, one thing to realize here, when it comes on to applying fractions and percentages, is the same way. Okay, let me give you an example. All right. Okay. You can't just have a half. That don't make any sense. You can't just have 3 over 4. That don't make no sense. You have to have a half of something. Yeah? You have to have 3/4 of something. Yeah? Make sure everybody understand that. You can't have a fraction. That don't make no sense. You have to have a fraction of something that's there. So then if I said to you, hey, I have a class and it's 10 students. And I said to you, 1/5 are girls. Then I'm going to ask you the question, 1/5 of what is girls? Is going to represent girls. 1/5 of the total amount of students is going to be girls. Yeah? So 1/5 of the girls, or students I should say, is going to represent our girls, the number of girls. Yeah? So then now, that's why they teach you, when you're using fractions, you have to apply it to something. So the of, him means times. So I'm going to apply that to the amount of students that's there. 10. Yeah? Then how we multiply fractions from the previous live stream? Make him a fraction by putting him over 1. Yeah? Then I'm going to do what? How do I multiply fraction? Top times top, bottom times bottom. That give me 10 over 5. But we learned something more powerful in the previous live stream. Yeah? We learned we can simplify early. 5 can go into 5 1 time, and 5 can go into 10 2 times. How do I multiply fraction? Top number times top number, that's 2. Bottom number times bottom number, that's 1. 2 divided by 1 gives me 2. Now, students don't even realize what is this, So 1/5 of the students represents girls. So when you do the 1/5 and you apply it to the students, so this is students, and this is the fraction that represents girls, yeah? That's giving you now the number of girls. Number of girls. So make sure that everybody kind of follow that. Let's go again. Ready, set, go. I want to make sure that that's kind of sink in. All right? Ready, set, go. Now I'm going to do the percentage version now. You can't just have 20%. That don't make no sense. We can't write, don't make any sense. Yeah? You once again have to have 20% of something. Yeah? Now you just learned from me though. I hope you guys are kind of piecing the puzzle together. 20% is throwing over 100 of students. 20 over 100 simplifies to give me 1 over 5 of students. Yeah? So what are you learning here? Percentage is the same thing as a fraction. There's no difference to it. Percentage is the same thing as a fraction. So let's see now. Ready, set, go. I have a class, and the class have 20 students. I'm going to tell you, say, hey, give me something here. 40% of the students are boys. Yeah? So then let's think. Once again, we see a percentage. You need to have a little spidey sense here, every student. Everybody are listening to me. What is it applied to? 40% of what? Because you can't have 40% just so. So 40% of students. How many students we tell you was in the class? 20, don't? So that's how you know what is the percentage going to be applied to. So 40% of the 20 students that's there will give you the number of boys. Yeah? Then now, how are we going to do this now? How are we going to apply that? 40%, what does that mean? Throw the number over 100, please. And thank you. Off, what does that mean? You're applying it. So it's going to be multiplied with 20. How can I make him a fraction? Throw him over 1. Yeah? And then that is what's going to give you the number of boys. Yeah? Now, what did we just learn here? Right? Where is it? Where is it? 40%, what was the trigger? He's 2 over 5 also when he did the simplifying. Yeah? So then now that's 2 over 5 is multiplying with 20 over 1. Okay? Then now, how you multiply fractions? Top number times top number, sir. Bottom number times bottom number, sir. That gives you that. But now I'm learning something that's more powerful. We're going to simplify early every time we're doing anything for CXC. So 5 can go into 5 one time. 5 can go into 20 4 times. You have to choose a number at the bottom and choose a number at the top that a particular number can go into. So 5 can go into the one number at the bottom, 5, and 5 can go into one number at the top, 20. Doesn't have to be diagonal either. Then how do I multiply fractions? Top times top, that give me 8. Bottom times bottom, that give me 1. 8 divided by 1 gives me that there's 8 boys in the class. Oh, that making a lot of sense to everybody. Yeah? So let's see if we can start to apply that now and then move forward. All right, let's jump in the platform and let's see what we can pull up. What we want to work on today? Somebody tell me what you want to work on today. What we want to work on in the consumer arithmetic realm? Do we want to work on? Well, this is percentages. So let's do tax. Want to do tax? Let me do tax. No, that's a level 4. Let's do tax. Want to tax? Let me know. Everybody in that comment section, put something there. All right, value added tax. Do you want to work on that today? I think so. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so now we understand that anything that is a percentage, how you're going to do it, you have to apply it to something. So let's see if we can put up something here. Let's see what that is. All right. I don't want it too complicated before I start up, Boom. All right, I'm going to come back to that one. Don't worry, I'll come back to him. Fine, A, B, and C. All right, I'm going to mind that one. All right, let's do that one real quick and then knock that one out. Snip him. Boom, boom, boom. Let's read it out loud. Somebody read it out loud for me, please. All right. So we have items. Make sure you read. Listen, if you don't go straight right this out, listen, read. Look at the table, please, before you go straight there. All right. Items. We have 3 kilograms of sugar. We don't know how much kilograms of rice. Yeah. And we have 4 kilograms of flour. All right, so we'll buy some goods. We'll buy some goods, right? They give us the unit price. I'm going to explain everything because I don't know my audience. All right, I don't know who is where and what level you guys are at. Unit price, that means that for every kilogram, this is how much it costs. For every kilogram, this is how much it costs. 1 kilogram costs $22. 2 kilogram will cost double that. 3 kilogram will cost triple that. I hope that makes sense. This is called unit price, meaning it's per unit. The unit here is kilogram. So for every 1 kilogram, you have to pay them $22.50. Okay? Hope that makes sense. All right? Ready, set, go. Complete the missing entries in the table. We want to find A, we want to find B, and we want to find C. All right? I'll give you some time. You guys can go find it for me. Match it up for me, please. Right? Let's go into it though. So if we want to find A, we want the total cost for what? The sugar. Me not care about nobody else. Just zoom in right there, please. We bought 3 kilograms of sugar. Every kilogram costs $22.50. So what would A be? Oh, Shaniqua, is the ratio and simple interest? All right, I'm going to go through that. Don't worry. We're going to touch on everything, right? So if you want to find A now, how much would that give me? I see it in the comment section. Right, so if we want A, every kilogram costs $22.50. So if I want A, I'm going to say, well, I can do it from basic schools. 1 kilogram, $22.50. 1 kilogram, $22.50. 1 kilogram, $22.50. What is the total amount here? Because that means I bought 3 kilograms. And how much would be the total here? You can do it like that if you want to. Yeah, right? But obviously the quicker way is we're going to do 3 times $22.50, right? And that's going to give me, what does that give me, everybody? 3 times $22.50 gives me how much? Where's my calculator? Give me 1 second. Where's my calculator? This is unprepared. Yeah? You know, so I really don't know where it is. The last session that I did, that is where it's going to be. All right, I don't need calculator. Let me go use this calculator on the screen. That should give me 67.50, I think. Yeah, 67.50. There we go. Right. So 67.50. Good. So we get A already. So now we need to get B now. Now go in order. 4 kilograms of flour cost $101. So how much was B then? Yeah? How much is B? Right? So 4 kilograms costs $100, $101. So how much would B be? What would be the unit price for flour? Once again, once I'm zooming in on one of them, me not care about nobody else. All right? Okay? So to find out how much is the unit price, remember here, think about it with me. 4 kilograms times the unit price would give me the total cost. Yeah? So to find the unit price, mega divide by 4 to get rid of him, and then divide this side by 4. So unit price is going to equal to that 101 divided by 4. All right? And that will be the unit price for that flour. All right? So let's see. B would have then been 101 divided by 4. That one now look like it's going to be, right now it's too early, you know, people. Too early. I don't even want to do so much maths. I have a very long day today. 25, right? That is going to be the unit price there. Okay? Hope that makes sense. Now we need to find C now. C is how much kilogram of rice. Now remember here, we bought a certain amount of kilogram of rice, and every kilogram of rice costs $1.31, and we got a total cost of $9.17. You notice this formula look like the one that I created before also, and I'm not changing anything. Yeah. Now you learn from me with expressions. Any number 2 times x, a 2x. 3 times y, a 3y. Yeah. So when you're multiplying expressions, you're going to clump them together. X times y, xy. Yeah. So then 131 times c. 131 c, sir, equals to 917. I need to find C. C represents the number of kilogram of rice. What do I have to do then? Me I solve an equation here, you know. So I have to then remove the 131. What is the 131 doing with the C? He's multiplying. How do I remove him? You do the opposite. You're going to divide. What you do to this side, you have to do to that side. So the number of kilogram of rice is going to be 917. I mean, definitely not doing that in my head. Divided by 1. What was it? 131? Yeah, 131. 131. All right, that gives me 7 kilogram of rice we actually bought. Okay, so I hope that makes a lot of sense. All right, so we have everything. It says evaluate the total cost inclusive of the tax. What is tax, everybody? What is tax? Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Shaniqua. Those are correct. Now, I wanna go find this now. What is the total cost with the tax included? Yeah, what would that be? Right? So first, we can find the total cost. It's just like when you go to the register. Anybody ever go to the register and then you find the total in a year ahead, but it don't match the register cost? It's because they add on something extra to it, right? They add on some tax, don't? Yeah? So the total cost would have been 67.50 plus the 917 plus the 101. Do the maths for me now. Maths it up for me. What is that? This is 1,018. Yeah? And then this is 1,000. No, sorry. This is 1,018. 1,000. Let me write that in a better way, please. 1,018 plus 67 and 50 cents. That gives me 1,000. Do it in my head. Do it in my head. Let's go. What is that? 1,000. 85.50. That looks like it, right? Right? Audit me if I'm correct. So that's the total cost. Good. All right, so look like I'm right, Michelle. All right, cool. Now it said what? Inclusive. What does inclusive mean? So this is the total without, let me write it in a big bold. Without tax. Without tax. That's kind of like saying that's how much you expect it to be when you reach the register. You expected it to be 1,085.50. Now they said that there's a particular thing that is added to the item. It's the tax. Yeah? Well, must always pay the government, basically, right? So that's what the tax represents. Now, I don't know. There's multiple ways I'm going to do this, and you guys choose whichever way you want to do it. The way that I know that I think students get prepared for these type of questions is you first find the tax. Because remember here, a percentage must get applied to something, right? So then that means that this 8% tax, 8.25% tax, is going to be applied to 8.2% off the total. So once again, what are we learning here? If we have a percentage, it must get applied to something. So then that's now, throw him over 100. Me not care how it look. So sometimes students feel nervous because of decimal. Me not care. All right? Then I'm going to apply that. Means I'm going to off means times to the total of 1,085.50. Okay? Now sometimes students get nervous even right here. So I don't know why. Okay, I really don't know why. You literally can just say, all right, top number times top number. What does that give me? You get me? 1,085 point, what was it again? Point what? 1,085.50 times, what was the top number? 8.25. Like, I literally don't know why we're getting nervous. Yeah, 8,955. 8,955.375. I think that's what I pulled off from the calculator. There we go. Bottom number times bottom number, that gives you 100. All right? Tricks of the trade. If we have 145.25 is divided by 100. When you're dividing by 100, move your decimal place 2 times to the left and you're done. Yeah? So when you're dividing by exponent versions of 10, this is going to be how you treat them. So let's go through two parts of it. Okay? There's how you divide with them, and there's going to be how you multiply with them. Okay? So I'm going to give you some little tricks here, you know. So open it, make sure, make a note. Right? 25.37 times 100. Move him 2 places to the right. 2 places come from the 2 zeros. You're multiplying, so you move to the right. In fact, let me change the heading, because I just realized I don't want to mix up my body. Multiply. And this guy's divide. Okay? So then now, that's going to give me 2,537. You're done. Don't pick up the calculator for these things, please. Let's go again. Exponent versions of 10, I mean 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000. The structure is 1, and then the rest of them are 0. 1, rest of them are 0. Right? So let's go through it. Ready, set, go. Let's go to 0.04725 times 1,000. What would that give me? Somebody tell me. Ready, set, go. 182.14 times 10,000. Let's do 1,000. Yeah. Let's go. What would that give me for each one of them as I go through? All right. So we'll see something. Total, Michelle. Oh, you give me total from before. Got it. All right. So then now these two means I'm going to move my decimal place 1, 2, 3 places to the right, because there was 3 zeros in there. So that's going to give me 47. I move the decimal place, and now it's right here. 0.25. 3 zeros right here. So I'm going to move the decimal place 1 place, 2 place, 3. When you jump over something invisible, just put a 0, please. That's 182, 140. Decimal place ends there. Okay? So make sure you understand how to multiply with these decimals, right? Okay? Ready, set, go. How do you divide with them? So say, for example, I have 107.3 divided by 100. Now, this is the vertical view. Make him look horizontal now if you don't like the vertical view. So the top number is being divided by the bottom number. How do we divide when it's exponent versions of 10? We move to the left. So move to the left. When you multiply, you move to the right. Okay? So then now this is going to give me, we're going to go 1, 2. That's where my decimal place end up. 2 zeros, that's why I move 2 times. That's going to give me 1.073. That's your answer. Yeah? Ready, set, go. If I have 5,625.49 is being divided by 1,000. 3 zeros, move him 3 places to the left. 1, 2, 3. Decimal place ends up there, so it's 5.62549. Okay? So that's a little tips and tricks there. Hopefully that makes a lot of sense. Yeah? Now I did that all to say, let's finish up this guy with a tax. Okay? So then now I'm going to then be dividing by 100. 2 zeros means I'm going to move my decimal place 2 places to the left. Okay? So that's going to give me 89.55375. That's representing the amount of tax that I'm going to add to your bill, everybody. Okay? So I hope that makes a lot of sense to everybody. Let me know. Let me pause. Let me take a breath right here. We're at the halfway mark here. We're applying percentages, right? But you see, I'm not a fan of all of this, but I'm going to teach it though. Okay? So this is the tax. So we got the tax. So then now a lot of students are taught. Then you add back the tax to how much was the total before. So then now we need to calculate how much would be at the register. So when you're at the register and you have to pay, they're going to take the amount of money that is for the items, and they're going to add the tax that you need to go and pay for that item. So that's the tax, and this is how much it was just for the items. Okay? Because we need to find the total cost inclusive. Right? So that's going to give you, what is it going to give you? This is going to be divided by 100. So I get the tax there. Then I'm going to add back the 1,085. What was it? 1,085? 1,085 point what again? 0.50. There we go. 0.5. There we go. So then it's going to be 1,175. 1,175. Good job to you, Michelle. 0.05. Yeah, 0.5. There we go. So that would have been the amount after the entire tax was included. Okay, so make sure everybody kind of fully grasp that. Percentages have to get applied to something. All right, hope that makes a lot of sense. All right, now I'm going to just put this little nugget there. Okay, put this little nugget. So the total before was 1085.50. The faster route, yeah, is, in fact, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I don't want to confuse the body. Yeah. Let's go to another problem. That was a good one. Let's go to another one. Let's see what else we got in here. Funds of the bill including tax. All right, there we go. Let's do that quickly. Ready, set, go. Let's see if we can find out how much is my dinner bill after I have completed eating, and then they're going to add tax to it. So I'm going to set this guys for you guys. Set this one for you guys. Go. So a dinner at a restaurant was advertised at $380 plus 13% tax. Find the total bill for this dinner, including tax. All right. So I want you guys to take on this guy. Tell me what you'd get as the answer here. All right. Okay. Give you a couple of seconds, couple of minutes. And I think I see a couple of requests here. I see ratio. I see simple interest. What else I see in here? Ratio and simple interest. All right. Get the simple interest. Higher purchase. Everybody good with higher purchase? How everybody with higher purchase? Let me ask that question. Everybody good with higher purchase? Let me know. So the consumer arithmetic topics you want to make sure you know: higher purchase, taxes, depreciation, simple interest, compound interest. What else is there? Foreign exchange. Even though that are not really under consumer arithmetic still, but because foreign exchange is more tagged to ratios. That's where foreign exchange is tagged to. More ratios. Yeah. Simple interest, compound interest, higher purchase, taxes, depreciation. There's another one, man. What is the other one? Michelle, you get 429. Yeah. 429.40. Got it. All right, let's work it out. So we have a dinner. The bill come up to 380. I must US this because it couldn't be Jamaican. Right? So the bill come up to 380. Yeah. There's a tax included. Once again, remember, percentage have to get applied to something. So what is this possibly going to get applied to? It's going to get applied to the bill. You right? So then now the the tax percentage is 13%. The tax percentage. To get the tax number, if you want to call it like that, if we want to get the tax number, we have to apply the percentage to the total, right? So the tax then is going to equal to 13% of the bill. Because it has to get applied to something. Make him a fraction, 13 over 100. Off means what? Because I'm applying it, multiply. What's the bill? 380. Yeah? And then put him over 1. Okay? Ready, set, go. Then now I have to go and find out how much is the tax. So once again, many approaches here. You can go top times top and bottom times bottom. I have no problem with that because we know the little trick from before. So let's do 13 times 380. Where's my calculator? All right, there we go. 13. All right, I don't know if it's frozen. 13. Work with me now, man. You can work with me in the calculator. I don't know why I'm always giving me problems of late. It's like I'm not moving as clean as before. All right, let's go. What's this? 4940. All right. So 4,940 is the top number. Bottom times bottom gives me 100. You just learned a trick from me. Dividing by 100, move the decimal place 2 times to the left. So that gives me 49.40. Okay. Now that's the tax amount that needs to get added. So then now I have to say, well, if I want the bill that includes the tax, then I'm going to add the bill and the tax amount. Okay. And that's going to give me whatever I need to get. So 9.40, that's what? 29.40. Good job there, Michelle. Good job there, Shaniqua. I hope everybody is following with the narrative here. Let's go again. Where does it go? Do you want to challenge ourselves? I think we should. I think we're good with taxes, you know. Yeah, let's go here. What is this? Bill actually pays how much he saved. I don't mind this one. We need to learn how to find out that. Okay. So we're just doing a consumer arithmetic deep dive today. I'm going to do simple interest after this. All right. This is the last tax one. Everybody's supposed to feel good about taxes. Once again, ready, set, go. You guys work it out. All right. And I'm going to be doing some buffer talking as you guys work it out. All right. So a department store offers a Black Friday sale of 15% to the customers who spend more than $100 US. If Blake's total bill is $230, what is the amount that Blake actually pays? How much money has Blake saved? All right. I'm only going to do a little. You guys go and work it out. You don't need. You can hear me as you go. What is a sale? What is a sale? Is sale a good thing? Another word for sale could have been what? Discount. Is that a good thing? Yeah. So we have a Black Friday sale. What is the good thing? Or is it a bad thing? I don't know. You guys tell me. Is it a good thing or a bad thing? Does it matter based on... It matters on who, I guess, it's coming from, the context of. For the store, I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing. It could be a good or a bad thing. But anyways, the point is, what happens when you have a discount or a sale? What happens? The price of something is going to fall. You're making it cheaper. You're making it cheaper so that people can come in and go buy the stuff that you have to offer. Okay? Now, the store offers a 15% sale. So the sale is 15%. Remember, I'm not saying that the sale is equal to 15. 15% represents the sale. Okay? Remember here, percentage have to get applied to somebody. Right? That's all I'm saying. So 15% who spends more than $100. Okay? So if you spend more than $100, you get 15%. If you don't spend more than $100, you got to pay the full bill. So if his total bill is $230, did he spend more than the $100? Yes or no? Did he spend more than $100? That's the question. Yes, he did. So then that means that he would be getting the sale. So then what would be the amount that he actually pays? Well, we first have to find out how much money is going to be taken off. He's going to get the sale, right? All right. So Michelle got 195.50. All right, let's get it. So then now the sale would equal to the percentage that represents the sale. And remember, percentage I forget to apply to something. So this is 15% off the bill. Right? So it's now 15 over 100. Off means what? Times. Bill means how much? 230. Yeah? Top times top. Bottom times bottom. That gives me 100 at the bottom. 15 times 230 gives you how much? 15 times 230 gives me 3,450. Yeah? I'm dividing by 100, 2 zeros, move the decimal place 2 times to the left. That's 34.50. That's the sale. That's how much money the store is going to take off. So then the bill was 230. That's the bill. So how much would he actually pay? So I'm going to say actually pay. Yeah? It's going to be the bill, but you have to remove the sale. So I have to remove the 34.50. Because remember, the point of the sale was to make it cheaper. So if this was a cost before, I can't be paying the same thing like what it was paying before. I can't be paying more than it. So there's no way I could be adding it and getting 264.50, right? Because then, is that a sale? No, that is you making the cost even more. So the sale, the operation for a sale is that you're going to remove it from it. Yeah? There we go. So then we have 230 minus the thing that we had there before. Let me do it like this. 34.50. That gave me 195.5. So 195.50. Good job, team. All right. And yes, Blake ended up saving 34.50. There we go. Because that is the amount that got removed from the bill. So that is the amount that Blake saved. Yeah. So there we go. Hope that makes a lot of sense. All right. Let's reload him. We can reload him and continue and do more like this. But I just promised that we're going to do some simple interest. So let's do some simple interest there. All right. So let's jump into consumer arithmetic. Where is it? There we go. Level 1. That's where consumer arithmetic is housed. All right. What's the formula for simple interest? What's the formula for simple interest? Simple interest formula. Okay. Interest equals to PRT all over 100. I think that is how them teach you, know. I think that's how them teach you, right? There's many formulas for simple interest, right? There's many formulas, right? So there's 1 plus IT. There's another one that I teach in my financial course, right? There's many formulas for simple interest. You get me? So it's just a matter of how you got taught. I'm gonna go with the simplified version of him, and then we take it from there. All right. Okay. All right. Now, P stands for what? You have to know what the letter them stand for. I stands for the interest or the simple interest that you're calculating. Yeah. P stands for the principal. That's how much money you're putting up. Yeah. R stands for the interest rate. How much is the rate? Yeah, interest rate. And T stands for time. Now, everybody in my class is supposed to know time must always be in years. Okay? So sometimes I might give you the time in months. And you must know, so you must convert him into years. All right? So let's kind of see how we can do that real quick. If I gave you 8 months, how much years is that? If I gave you 15 months, how much years is that? Yeah? If I gave you 12 months, how much years is that? Yeah? To convert from months to years, just divide them by 12. Because at 12 months, make 1 year. So 12 divided by 12 give me 1 year. If it worked for him, it must work for everybody. So if I convert from months to years, I'm going to divide by 12. So 8 divided by 12, I think is what that gives you like, what is that? Something on the decimal place continuous. What is that? 8 divided by 12 is, yeah, 0.666. There we go. So it's 0.666 of a year. 15 months divided by 12, that gives me what? 1.25 of a year. Yeah? Okay? Right? So we have to know to convert from months to years so we can work with this thing. Yeah? 30 months. How much years is that? We have to know these things, you know. That are going to pop up in the exam. Right? How much years is that? So 30 divided by 12, that is how much years you're giving me. 2.5 years. Okay? So I hope that makes sense. It's the first learning curve for when it comes on to simple interest. Can you convert from months to years? Okay? Now, let's jump right into it then. So we have everything we need. So let's go through different perspectives now in the platform. So, all right, let's go through... plenty of them, you know. What we want to do? Let's do this guy. I think this guy looks good. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. All right, Mr. Sean invests 81,000 at 3% simple interest per annum. Let's do a vocabulary check. People know what per annum means? What does per annum mean? Yeah, per year. Let's make sure we say that, right? Okay. Now, calculate the interest in dollars earned after 9 months. Yeah. Now, to approach simple interest, you know, I literally tell people, listen, start identify a little them. What did they give you? Did they give you the principal? That is how much money I'm investing. That's how much money you're putting in. Yeah? So can you identify your P here? That's what I'm going to ask you. Can you identify your R here? That's for interest rate. Yeah? Can you identify, what was else in there? Time. Sorry, excuse me. Time. Can you identify that? What would that be? Right? So it's all about PRT, and there's PRT over 100 and I. Yeah? And I is the interest. Yeah? So write back your guide. So for part 1, I want to find the interest. For simple interest, your trigger is supposed to be I equals to PRT. Write back the formula, people. Make sure you write back the formula when you give for CXC. Then change out the letters them or substitute them based on what you see in the problem. So my principal is how much money me invest, 81,000. Yeah? I see a rate here. That's the simple interest in rate. So my rate is 3. Yeah? Okay? Now, the time, he wants the interest in dollars earned after 9 months. So my time is 9 months. But we don't want 9 months. How much is 9 months in years? That's what we want for our time. So that needs to be 9 over 12. So you divide by 12. And that's going to give you how much years you're going to put there. So that look like, I think, a 0.75 years is my time. Then, so we need to find the interest. So obviously, I won't have anything to change out with him. So it may remain the same. Change out the P, you know. The P is going to be what? 81,000. Times the rate. The rate is what? 3. The time is what? 0.75. And it was all over 100. Yeah? So then now my interest would have been multiplied. Is not the 2, 3 things at the top now. Please and thank you. So 81,000. Let me see if I can pull it up here. 81,000 times 3 times 0.75. Give me that. Right? So 182250 all over 100. Right? Okay? We're going to practice our little trick here. We're going to divide by zeros. 2 0. Move your decimal place 2 places to the left. So then our interest is 1,822.50. That's how much money you have earned on your money. Yeah? So let's make sure we understand what interest is. If you guys have a sum of money, if you leave it under your mattress, so you have a sum of money of this in March. If I check you back in December, it will still be the same 81,000. Don't? So they're doing an action called invest. Invest automatically would mean there's some sort of return. Yeah? So this is what you're queuing here. You're calculating how much return you're getting. How much additional funds going to get added to your money. That's what you're doing here. All right? Now, let's go again. Ready, set, go. That's part 1. Now, let's go. Next one says, find out, you notice that I put it in a bowl just like how CXC will put it, the total amount of money in his account after 45 months. What them asked me to find here? Good job, Shaniqua. What them asked me to find here? The total amount of money in his account. So he has 81,000. So some people that tell me, 81,000, sir? That's how much money him have? No. Now is based on right now him have 81,000. If him leave it under a mattress, 45 months from now, him gonna have 81,000. If him leave it under a mattress. Yeah? So then what is this question really telling you? Him gonna get some additional money so in at the time. So you have to first go find out how much interest him going to get in at this time for 45 months. How much interest can get added onto him initial funds? And that is going to give me the total amount after the 45 months. Let's go. Ready, set, go. How much money him put in? 81,000. That's my principal. What is the interest rate? Him not change. I still see him. R is 3%. What's the time that we're dealing with? 45 months. So 45 months is the time. But we don't want months when we use the formula. We need years. So 45 months is what? I don't know. 45 divided by 12 gives me 3.75. So my time is 3.75 years. All right, we get some answers in the chat. Good. So first, we have to go find out the interest. Interest equals a PRT all over 100. Interest is equal to 81,000 times the rate is 3 times the time is 3.75 all over 100. Yeah? Okay? Then this is going to give us the amount of money adding to his account. Right? So then let's pull up the calculator here. So we're going to do 3.75 times 3 times 81,000. That gives me 91. That look right? Oh, divided by 100. I'm processing right there. All right, there we go. 9,112.50. We don't finish here. Sometimes students that give me this as the answer. That are the additional money that he earned. I want the total amount in his account. The total amount now, right? I'm going to put it in a different color. Total amount is going to give me the 81 that he had in there before. And then the bank say, they're going to give me additional 9,112.50. Yeah? And that is going to give you the actual total amount in his account now. Right? So I hope that's making a lot of sense. So 90,112.50. That's going to be the answer of the total amount in his account. I hope everybody follows. All right? Make sure. All right? So that is how you would approach doing simple interest. Let me do a time check. All right. So we're making good time. We're making good time. Now we'll finish up with this one. And welcome to the world of consumer arithmetic. Exam style. These are exam style questions that are like a typical one that will come on an exam. Yeah? How long? What is measured in length? What is how long? Long is a measure of what? It's a measure of time. Will it be before his investment earns this amount? Let's read it again. How long time? So they're asking you to find the time. Will it take before his investment earns? Earns mean that is the additional amount. 40,500. So then now let's write down a little bit of things here. Our principal don't change. Our rate don't change. But now they're giving me, what are they giving me right here, so? How much it earns. Earns is the interest part. So I'm going to write down the guide again. I equal PRT over 100. They're giving me the I right here. Yeah? So then the I is 40,500. So change them out. What's the principal? It didn't change, 81,000. What's the rate? Still 3. The thing that we're finding now, we're finding how long will it take him to make this amount additional on his account. So then the time is what we're going to be solving for. Let me pause. Everybody understand that? Let me pause right there. So now we need to solve this equation and solve for our time. Step by step, everybody. This number I multiply with this number. So what's 81,000 times 3? Let's go find that. 81,000 times 3 gives me 243,000. So 243,000. 243,000 times t. Give me 243,000 t. Hope everybody understands that. Yeah? Because if you do 10 times x and you tell me 10x, then I need you to make sure you get uncomfortable. What is 3 times y? 3y, sir. What is 0.5 times x? 0.5x, sir. What is 100,000 times r? 100,000 r, sir. Make sure that that becomes a norm. So 243,000 times t, give me 243,000 t. All right? Let's finish up now. What we're going to do here, you have many options here. Don't matter the b. Yeah? What we want to do, I'm going to divide these two numbers. Simple as that. 2 zeros, 2 zeros. Or, you just learned the trick from me. If I'm dividing by 100 and there's 2 zeros, move the decimal place 2 places to the left, please. So that gives you 2,430 t is equal to 40,500. Now, when you're solving an equation for an unknown, The steps that my students learn, we're solving for the t. Don't forget. We're solving for this unknown t. Right? Okay? Where is the t? T is on the right-hand side. What you have to remove then is the left-hand side of the equal sign and the right-hand side of the equal sign. I need to get t by himself. I need to get t all alone. What do I have to remove from this side? 2,430. Yeah? What is the 2,430 doing? It's multiplying with a t, so I have to do the opposite to remove it. What you do to one side, you do to the other. Yeah? So 40,500 is divided by 2,430. That gives me 16 years. 16.66. And remember, time is always in years. And that is how you find your time. It will take 16.6 years for him to have this in interest added to his account. That's how long it will take him to get that amount of money. All right? So, appreciate you guys for joining and waking up so early. Yeah? Share it with anybody that you feel like will benefit from this. Welcome to the world of percentages and how to apply them. We did it with tax and we did it with simple interest. Yeah? And we're going to build on this next week. So I think compound interest, and then what is there? Higher purchase. All of the things there we're going to kind of touch on. So get to practicing, everybody. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Appreciate you guys. And I'll see you guys next Saturday, same time. All right? Latest.